speed underwater. It became clearer as it drew closer. It was a triton, but not Ninzam. The triton grabbed her arm and dragged her into the depths, bringing her to his people's kingdom. Malaka and her council stared at Nala with a mix of anger and fascination. "You've returned on your own," Malaka said. "I need to see Ninzam. I'm pregnant with his child," Nala said. The siren was shocked. "We sent him to the howling depths for disobeying his queen, and he will never be seen again," Malaka said. Nala screamed in pain. "No! Please take me to the howling depths. I must find Ninzam, please." Nala was escorted to the edge of the howling depths, a dark abyss with swirling waters like an underwater hurricane. Fear gripped Nala, and she swallowed hard as her heart pounded loudly. "The sirens go first," Malaka said. Nala closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and let herself fall head first into the dark abyss. As she spun around in the dark hole, she heard a deep hum, like a man's voice. What could have such a beautiful voice, she wondered. Then she opened her eyes and saw a faint light in the distance. A glimmer of hope lit up in her heart. Perhaps she would find Ninzam there. But as she got closer, the light became brighter, so bright that she had to close her eyes. She entered the light, and everything became silent. She slowly opened her eyes and saw a blurry figure looking down at her. "Ninzam," she whispered. The image became clearer. It was a woman standing over her with a smiling face. "Welcome, Nala. We've been expecting you," said Solya. Nala looked around and saw that she was sitting on a shore, and behind her stretched an endless sea. The vastness stretched into the darkness. "Where am I? How do you know my name? Where is Ninzam?" she stammered, confused. The arrival of a pregnant woman falling through the abyss out of love. "Oh, everything is coming to fruition," said Solya. "What do you mean everything is coming to fruition? How is there solid ground underwater, and where is Ninzam?" Nala asked. "Ninzam is in the dark prison, awaiting execution. He will be executed in a few days," Solya responded. Nala felt a surge of fear. "No, I must see him, please." "I will take you to him, but first, I must take you to the city. We have been expecting you for a very long time," said Solya. Still confused, Nala followed her. "She's not a mermaid. She has legs. How is that even possible?" thought Nala. But before she could speak, she saw a giant wall made of vertical green leaves. As they passed through it, Nala saw white houses with roofs made of crystal blue diamonds, large trees with giant leaves in different colours, and streets filled with white sand, like a beach. As Nala and Solya walked, people emerged, dressed in clothes adorned with diamonds and sparkling stones. They whispered among themselves, "Is this real? Is that her?" A group of women approached, walking majestically to greet them. "You must be Nala," one of them said. "The queen is waiting for you, but first you must change to be presentable." Still confused and in shock, Nala could hardly believe what was happening. "I must be dreaming," she thought. The women led her into a room, and she marvelled at the beauty of the architecture. Paintings of the sea were drawn on the walls, and the roof reflected light throughout the house, making everything seem magical. As Solya began to select clothes for Nala, she asked, "How is this possible? Are your people humans living underwater? How is there solid ground here?" Solya looked at her and sat down. "I know it's a lot for you to take in, but you were sent here to help bring us back to the surface. You were once on the surface," Solya replied. "Let me tell you our story. Thousands of years ago, we lived on this island on the surface. We were the Seruis people. We worked and lived closely with the Mai people, the people of the sea. We were rich in diamonds and had abundant food. The sea people could walk on land thanks to the necklaces we provided them. In return, we traded the treasures of the sea. People from all over the world came on ships to trade with us, and we were the wealthiest and most advanced civilization on Earth. Golden flying tents would come to trade with us, and we shared our knowledge with merchants and foreigners. We were ruled by a king and queen, with the blood of both land and water running through their veins, making them the rightful heirs to the throne. But the My people, the children of the sea, were not content with how the king ruled. The queen of the sea people had been complaining that her people were not being treated well enough, and that the foreigners were disturbing their waters with shipwrecks. The king proposed a solution: to build better ships to trade with the foreigners when they came. But no matter what solution the king proposed, the sea people were never satisfied. They hated the foreigners, and soon that hatred led to war. The sea people fought the foreigners who came and drove them away, which angered the king. Eventually, the sea people and the Seruwais people started a war among themselves. The king died in the war, humming his favorite song. The pillar of balance was destroyed, creating the screaming depths that swallowed us. The pillar of light and life, held by the queen, is the only reason we are still alive today. You, my dear Nala, are the fulfillment of our prophecy, a child of both water and earth. Within you, the pillar of balance will be restored. Many mermaids have tried to have a child with the land people, but it has never worked. You, my dear, have brought hope and redemption. Nala remained silent for a few minutes before speaking. You're telling me that there was once an island on the river I come from? The water is connected, my dear. Water is life, and life is everywhere, Solia replied. Nala paused again. And Ninzam? What will become of him? That is for the queen to decide, Solia said. Let's go meet her. Nala and Solia walked down the street as everyone stared at them. They reached a palace wrapped in light. The sound of their footsteps echoed as they approached the throne where the queen sat majestically, with her princesses standing around her. A beautiful queen wearing a crown of diamonds and a golden breastplate, holding a white trident, smiled at Nala. Welcome, redeemed daughter. You have brought us a gift we have awaited for countless years. Nala fell to her knees. I've been told I carry the chosen child, but please, I have just one request. Let Ninzam go free. The queen remained silent for a moment and then said, For the seed to reign over the garden, the planter must die. I am sorry, Nala. What does that mean? Are you going to kill Ninzam? Nala asked, frightened and confused. Solia finally spoke. In the prophecy, the planter, Ninzam, must die for the seed to reign. Nala looked scared and confused. Please, may I see Ninzam? The queen ordered the guards to take Nala to the prison where Ninzam was being held. They entered a cave filled with broken bones and scattered skulls. There in the lonely cave, she saw Ninzam. Ninzam, it's me, Nala. How are you? She said, crying. Ninzam approached the prison bars. Nala, are you pregnant? He asked. Yes, I am, with your child, she replied, smiling and crying at the same time. They held hands tightly. Nala asked the guards to excuse them as they needed to speak privately. Nala told Ninzam that she would find a way to get him out of prison so they could escape together. They talked for a while, and then she left. The next morning, as she was planning how to free him, she felt a kick and sharp pain in her belly. She screamed and Solia rushed into the room. What happened? Solia asked. I just felt a sharp pain in my belly, Nala replied. How many moons has your pregnancy lasted? Solia asked. I don't know about moons, but the baby is about 6 months along, Nala said. Solia exclaimed with joy, You are about to give birth then? Mermaids carry their children for 6 moons. Nala was shocked. She thought she had more time, but she was wrong. She needed to find a way to free Ninzam and escape from the city. She asked Solia how she could leave this place. Through the sea, from where I brought you, but it's not safe. Many of our people have tried to leave this place through the sea, but within days we always find their bodies washed ashore, Solia replied. Nala, unmoved by Solia's words, believed that nothing would happen to her and Ninzam. She continued to plan their escape. She discovered that the guard who held the keys to the prison had the one she needed. On the 3rd night, Nala went to tell Ninzam her plan. She would pretend to go into labour in front of the guard to steal his keys. Later that day, Nala and Solia went for a walk. When they passed by the guard, Nala cried, "My belly, my belly!" The guard rushed toward her and Nala carefully swiped the keys. But in the midst of her fake cries, the royal baby decided it was the perfect time to be born. Nala screamed in real pain and her water broke. She was taken to the servant's house, where she gave birth to a boy. Happiness and sadness filled Nala's heart because she knew that if she didn't save Ninzam, he would be executed. That night, after everyone had left, she took her baby and rushed to the prison with the key. "Ninzam, it's me. We have to leave now, quickly. No matter what happens, you must escape this place," Nala said. Ninzam carried the baby to relieve Nala and give her more energy, and together they ran toward the sea. Solia entered the room where Nala had been but found no one. As Solia was about to leave, guards at the door informed her that Ninzam had disappeared. Solia realized that Nala was trying to escape. Then she and the guards ran toward the sea. Nala turned and saw silhouettes approaching from afar. "We must go faster. They're already behind us," Nala said. As they crossed through the green walls, she could hear Solia shouting, "Nala, wait! It doesn't have to be like this." As Nala and Ninzam, carrying the baby, approached the sea, they began to hear a humming sound that grew clearer and louder the closer they got to the shore. The guards, now desperate and impatient, began to shoot arrows. As Nala ran, she turned and saw an arrow flying straight toward Ninzam. She pushed him aside with all her strength, causing herself to fall and hit her head on a rock. Ninzam stood up and looked back, seeing Nala bleeding. He ran toward her. "Nala, Nala, it's going to be okay, just breathe," he said. Nala looked at him. "Run, run before they get here. Please, I will always love you," she whispered. Nala fell silent. Ninzam screamed in pain, causing the baby to cry too. Ninzam looked down at his hands, covered in Nala's blood, which only deepened his sorrow. He cried out loud as the baby's cries echoed above everything. A strong wind began to blow, scattering sand everywhere, preventing Solia and the soldiers from getting closer. The humming grew louder as the wind blew, and the baby's cries resonated above all else. Ninzam stood up and walked into the sea, and the depths swallowed him. He magically found himself on the shore of Nala's village, still with blood on his hands. Ninzam looked at the baby and called him. If you want to see the second part, please comment, keep liking, and save the video. Don't forget to share it with your friends and loved ones. We will release the next episode based on your reactions. Thank you, and see you soon.